Right, coach. Lost in the LSC quarterfinals to top seed, eventual champions DBU in the first round. Had a couple days to reflect on this season. Just what are your biggest takeaways from this past year?
Tremendous weekend at the conference tournament. There's some really good basketball played in Frisco, and Dallas Baptist is really good. I mean, they won it. They're hosting the regional this year. Had a tremendous season, I think you see how good our league is. We had 6 teams in the Lone Star Advanced NCAA tournament. Disappointing that we weren't one of the 6 after we've made it the past couple years, and even the year before we got here. And so, for us, as you reflect back on it, and it's a lot of coulda, woulda, shouldas, and some games that we needed to get that we didn't get. And, there's not really a question why you're sitting at home this time of year, because we didn't handle business in a couple areas that we should have. You try to catch breaks where you can, and some are good, some are bad for us, and we went through ups and downs all year long. And I think we finished strong. Winning our last 3 at home gave us a chance to even be at the conference tournament. So I was proud of our kids for that, because we talked about it in the locker room after the game. I thought there was a span of our season where our guys could have really folded, and they didn't. They responded, and we gave ourselves a chance to get back to the postseason. So really proud of them for what they did this year. But we got to hit recruiting really hard and find some new ones and get back to meeting the standard that we've set in our program.
Coach, with one of the bright spots for your team was, I believe the record was about 15-1 or 16-1 when holding opponents under 65 to 67 points. That's something that you're obviously going to take into next season. How can you kind of replicate that type of defensive success going into next year?
Well, it's what we've been about since I've been here. I mean, my very first year, we had an excellent season defensively. Steve Webb was named Defensive Player of the Year on our very first team here. And it's something we've tried to hang our hat on ever since I've arrived in San Angelo. We're always going to put a big emphasis on that end, but something we got to get better at is the offensive end, and I think a lot of that starts in recruiting. We got to find some guys to put the ball in the hole and really step up when we need shots made and things like that. We had to play that way at times because we struggled so much offensively. And there's going to be a huge emphasis for us in recruiting on getting that repaired for us. And some of that scheme, some of that's personnel. You can look back and look at it in a lot of different ways as well. But our question as a staff is, hey, what can we do to fix it and get better from here? And so that's kind of how we're looking at it. I thought this team was very good defensively. I thought they gave us a lot of effort. When we lost DeMons Woods halfway through the season, I thought that hurt us rebounding-wise, and so I thought that showed, especially when we got to the conference tournament. We gave up 19 offensive rebounds. And we just can't win and survive games where we're doing that. And so, we got to amp up that front line, and we got to do a better job of cleaning things up on the glass. And if we do that, then I think we can replicate some of the things that we did do defensively this past year. But again, the emphasis for us is going to be finding guys that can move the ball and finding guys that can put the ball in the hole as well. But we think we can coach guys up into giving us what we need on the defensive end. But we just got to do a better job, and a lot of that's on the staff as far as our end of finding some guys that can do a better job of scoring for us.
When you look at your team and you have a lot of seniors leaving, how can the underclassmen kind of step into that role, seeing everything that they've seen this season?
Experience is the best word you can use in that. Is we had some underclassmen really get some key minutes that hopefully helps us going into next year. Our seniors, 4 of them were returners from last year. Whereas DJ Freeman's going to get another year because he had a medical red shirt from a year ago. But it was his 4th year, so we had 4 guys back that played quite a bit a year ago that helped us a lot. 3 of those guys are eligibility's over. And so, when you look at the underclassmen, we're hoping they got the experience that can now help a new group come in, understand the standards, understand the expectations of our program, and carry this culture forward, and know that, hey, when we get down to the end, we want to still be playing. This isn't acceptable for our program, and our guys know that. They're disappointed that we're not playing right now because we really wanted to be continuing playing in March and into that regional tournament. But, that's always going to be a standard for us. It's not one of those where we want to look up and just be proud we made it. We want to get there and we want to advance and win games, and that's always going to be a goal for us in our program.
When you look at the season as a whole this past season, what are some of the takeaways that you can take going into next year?
I think you said it. I think we really set the tone defensively, what we want to be going into next year. I was really proud of that, really proud of the way we handled adversity on the times it hit. because we got hit really hard in January, and that's where I say, hey, these guys could have folded, but they didn't. And so I was really proud of the way they responded, and I know that's something we're going to be able to carry into next year is, hey, a year ago, even, when we played last year's team, there was a span we lost 4 straight games, and we were headed down that path this year, and then we go and win a big game at WT to stop that from happening again. And it's just experience that keeps continuing carrying into the next year, and you hope they learn from those things to get better. So for me, and the other thing I'm proud of is all of these kids are going to graduate in May. Every senior we got that's going to finish their eligibility is going to graduate and walk in May. And so we put a big emphasis on academics. We had a 3.2 GPA in the fall. We're going to have another good one this spring. But just understanding that, hey, taking care of business off the floor, helps you find some success on the floor as well, and learning those things in our program is going to continue to be very important for us.
Coach, you mentioned graduating 3 players who ran out of their eligibility to play. Just talk about those 3 gentlemen and just the impact that they've had on the program and also as you as a coach.
Well, we have 5 seniors, and all 5 will graduate. 3 were returners for us. But, all those kids had a huge impact. And if you looked at the minutes played down the stretch, we were heavily relying on our seniors. And, those are the guys, especially those last 4 games that we played, they carried the bulk of our minutes and the bulk of our production. And that's a good thing, and that's a scary thing as well, because now we got to go replace that production in recruiting as well, because we did really rely on those guys. They earned it. They earned to be in position to get that chance to do that down the stretch and see if they could carry this team into postseason. I give those seniors a lot of credit winning those last 3 home games to give us a chance to play in Frisco as well, because we really put it on their shoulders. And we just said, hey, if you guys want to continue your careers and get a chance to taste postseason and keep playing, then it's going to be on you guys. And they stepped up for us in a big way. So now it's, hey, how do we replace them? And we're going to replace them with returners, and we're going to replace them in recruiting. And, because they got some big shoes to fill for us as a staff to go find some guys to find that production.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Coach.